Hello. Well, today I want to do one of the homework videos, and I want to try this. So it's Colab and VS Code. So VS Code is a really fancy text editor. So it's like Microsoft Word, but it doesn't really do bold. It doesn't do spell check and stuff like that. But what makes VS Code so interesting is that I can add plugins. Other companies have developed stuff for it, making it a lot more flexible. If you look at Anti-Gravity by Google, it's very similar. It uses the same code base as VS Code. So I just loaded up Anti-Gravity really quick, and then I do have VS Code running. VS Code. Oh yeah, same icons. Hmm. So that's one of the things is that it took me a while to move over to VS Code, but one of the reasons I did is because it was so everywhere, ubiquitous with programming. I don't use it as much as I should probably at work. I just use pure terminal, but it's a great program to do a lot of things because look, I mean, you got Databricks, you have Gemini, you have all types of extensions. These are all the ones I've turned on. There's hundreds of more. These are just what I have installed. Claude Code, YAML, like a JSON kind of formatting language. This is kind of like when we talked about pandas. This is like a pandas viewer, I guess. It like views Excel kind of. So a lot of stuff in here, makes SQL pretty. I know it sounds dumb, but sometimes when we compact, CSS or SQL, it gets really hard to read. Well, you can fix all that. So anyway, so let me go back to what I was talking about. Sorry, no camera today. Um, anyway, so I go to start the homework, and oh look, oh it's Colab's available in VS Code. Oh, this is super awesome, super awesome. So I didn't even read the rest of this. I just hit this and I just literally clicked here. Said, hey, do you want to install it? I hit yes. I hit install and it said, hey, do you want to open it? Boom. I installed it, figured it, and so that's my collab. And so far, it looks like it works. Now, let me clean up some of my million windows here. Okay, now to show you real quick. So let's open a new window. Okay, so to use a collab, and again, you can use a website. This is exactly the same as a website, and just to show that to you, because I didn't believe it was at first. I'm like, okay, something hokies going on. So I'm just gonna, so I just you select kernel, hit collab, and ask you to sign in. I'm just gonna auto connect. Use this. We use Claude. We use Gemini. Um, how much RAM is in this? So I know that if I go to Colab right here and switch, boom, I go tools, new notebook. And I probably just go to terminal. Free/h. Have about 12 gigs of RAM. Okay. I'm just going to run this and hey, what do you know? 12.7 gigs of RAM. Now, It could be very well that my machine has 12 gigs of RAM, so let's check real quick. So I know you can't see it, but give me 1 second and I will show you. Okay. I have 32 gigs of RAM on my machine right now. Yeah, I can't show you. Well, you know what? I can go here and see. That's really weird. Nope. T, and then I gotta fix that, but that's a problem for another day. Okay, so there's my current machine. So I got 32 gigs RAM. So I'm definitely connected to a remote environment using VS Code. So it's super cool. Super, super cool. Not that it really matters. I just like VS Code because I have a little bit more freedom in terms of what models I use, what what I can do. I mean, I have Claude here. I have Copilot, and Copilot gives me ChatGPT. It gives me a ton of stuff. I got Codex. I have a lot more tools here. I have Gemini. So I mean, I just have a lot more power here. So I'm going to use this. Try for the diatribe. In fact, I will stop this and then we'll continue on to the homework. But like I said, feel free to use any tool that you want as long as you can kind of get the homework done. This is actually really nice. The what is it? The Colab VS module. I've been impressed with it. Seems to work. So, and again, I can install stuff. So pip install OpenAI, and it doesn't install on my local machine. It installs up on Google Colab, which is even better. So I have a nice safe environment to code in. So I'm just going to be using this for a while now, see how it works, and then feel free to use the website. It's probably 10 times easier, but this is just what I like.